Yo. Oh yeah. Fucking hell, that's some powerful shit. Oh. Better than tequila, by the way. Tequila! Don't know about you, but tequila for me is like shot of tequila and my eyes are popping out my head and I am raring to go. But I realised that I can't be drinking shots of tequila in the morning because otherwise you'd just be going about the day pissed. And that's not going to be a good look for my kids, is it? So I found something else to replace tequila, and that is a green smoothie. Whew, really wakes you up. Alright, so here's the deal. If you're watching this video right now, you're a man who fits one of three categories. Okay? Let me have another sip of this. Wow. So you're a man who fits one of three categories. Okay? You've just saw the title of this video, that why most Japanese men don't have big bellies. Don't know about you, but I've not seen a Japanese guy with a big belly. If you've seen one, let me know. So basically, right, you're one of three. You fit one of three categories, right? So category one, you're a man who has just woken up to the fact that you've got a big belly, right? And you've just realised this and you don't know how the fuck it's happened, right? We get this a lot, by the way, with men inside our program who sign up. They're like, shit, how's this happened? Right? 20 years ago, how's 20 years gone past? I was slim, I was fit, I was healthy. All of a sudden, I've got this massive belly. Like, how has this fucking happened? Category number two, you're a man who knows who has a belly, but he's trying to lose the belly. But he's exercising 4 or 5 days a week, maybe, right? You're trying to fix up your diet. The belly isn't moving. It's still there. So that's category number two. You're not seeing the changes in your body shape. Your belly is still too big. Or there is category of man number three. You've sort of accepted that this is the way your life is supposed to be. That you reach a certain age point, you get to age 40, right? As you get older, metabolism slows down. And there's nothing you can do. You've tried everything. This is the way it's meant to be. You're just supposed to have this belly, get type 2 diabetes, stop getting hard-ons, and basically live the rest of your life with a big belly. So comment below, what category are you currently at? Is it one? Okay. You've just realised this. You've just woke up to this fact that you have a belly. Category number two, you know you have a belly and you're exercising loads and trying to do something about it, but it's not shifting. Comment number two. Category number three, you've let yourself go. You don't give a shit, right? And you think that this is the way that your life is supposed to be. That you get older, you just get a belly and that's it. Okay, just comment 1, 2 or 3 in the comments, okay? Now, what are we going to talk about today? Well, the Japanese, basically, right? And the Japanese are very smart people, by the way, right? They are very smart because they have a certain approach in life which we don't tend to adopt here in the West. Right? There is a certain approach that we don't adopt in the West that basically keeps us going in loops, right? If you look at everything, how everything is run, right? We're not making fucking progress here, right? Not just physically, but just mentally, right? Mentally, like business-wise, right? We're not, maybe we are moving forward, but we're not accelerating at the speeds that these guys are doing. If you look in the business world, right? Look at how fast, right, Japan has moved in the economy, right? Like, look how fast they've progressed over, like, in a very short space of time, right? the phones and the computers and cars and all this stuff, right? It's insane. So we've done a lot of research on this, right? And we've studied, like, what the fuck are they doing to see such big results, in like fast results like that. So, like, we've studied this, right? And we've adopted this approach, the approach I'm going to give you today. We've adopted this approach into the Indestructible Men program. And this is why, like, we get such incredible results with men. It's because of this approach. It's the Japanese way of doing it. Because the Japanese way of doing it is the opposite of the way most people are trying to do it. Right? So what is this approach that they use? Well, it's Kaizen, right? Have you heard about Kaizen? Let me know in the comments. Kaizen is basically the idea that it's an approach, right? That by making small improvements consistently leads to significant growth over time. It's like this compounding effect, right? So their way of doing it is small improvements, marginal improvements, right? 2 to 3 things at a time. Small tweaks. They're always improving, right? They're always evolving. And that's the same approach that we use at Indestructible Men. It's that constant evolution, right? Of these small marginal gains, always improving one little bit at a time. So the approach that we focus on is that. It's exactly that, the Kaizen method, which has allowed Japan to see these massive growth in the economy. And we apply this to your mind and your body. So basically making 2 to 3 changes a week, right? Over time, more specifically in our program is 12 weeks. Like, our clients have made 36 changes in 12 weeks. Now, can you imagine how powerful that is, right? Because here's the reality: when most people are trying to do this, like, they're trying to just throw whatever at the wall and see what sticks, or they're trying to do too much at once, right? So if you're in category of man number 2, right, the man who's exercising 5 times a week, trying to cut out his food, right? What's his thinking going to be? Is like, right, I'm not getting results. I need to do more. That means I need to do more. Okay? So he fucking goes out working out harder, right? He works out more often, right? Still doesn't see the results. Because the reality is, you don't need to do more, you actually need to do less. Okay? Let that sink in for a second here, right? You actually need to do less, not more. Okay? So 2, 3 things a week. Now, what are these 2 to 3 things, right? You might be asking, right? Like, Christian, look, I just need to drop the belly, right? Sick of this. I've just woke up, like, category man number 1. I've just woke up to this fucking huge belly here. Shit, I need to get rid of it. Okay, that's category man of number 1. Category of man number 2. You are trying to do something about it, but nothing is happening. Okay, category of man number 3. You've let yourself go. You don't give a shit anymore. You think this is the way your life is supposed to be. Okay. Now, whatever category that you're in, I am going to share with you the method that we use at Indestructible Men, the approach. Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do, because the reality is, like, a doctor would say prescription without diagnosis is malpractice, right? So I'm not going to say you need to do this exercise, you need to eat this, because the reality is, like, your life is different to anyone else, right? So what I am going to do is I'm going to give you the structure, okay? The structure. So I've already given you part of that structure, which is 2 to 3 things a week. But there's also has to be a system to this, right? Like, we have to go a layer deeper here. And it's basically the same method that, like, we've seen clients come through our system, right? Dropping up to 30 pounds in 12 weeks, right? We've seen and continue to lose weight beyond that, actually. And, like, those who have hit their target, they've maintained it for the rest of their life. those who had more weight to lose, they went on and lost fucking more until they reached their target, and they're still going out there doing the shit that they know they need to do and keeping the weight off and keeping the belly off, right? Which is what is most important here. So this is the same structure that we use with all the guys, right? Come through a system. Like men come into a program first week, like you've probably seen a couple of my posts. Paul, Brendan, right? They've lost 3 kilos and 5 kilos, 5 pounds, sorry, in week 1, right? And most people are like, right, I need to do more, right? But actually, what they've been doing is less of what they think they should be doing, right? More than what they were doing, but less than they thought they needed to be doing, if that makes sense. Because when you try and do too much, right, it's overwhelming, right? Nothing gets done properly. So we use the Kaizen approach. So step 1, what did they do? 3 things, okay? Number 1, okay, they made 1 tweak to their breakfast. Now, for many men that come inside a program, right, just eating breakfast for a start is a starting point, and that is the first change that they make. For other men, it's like, you know what, adding in maybe some protein, or maybe instead of having fucking 10 burgers, they have 5 burgers, right? You get the idea, right? So step 1, making 1 change to breakfast. Like, what about everything else, Christian? Like, do I don't need to be on a diet? No, you don't need to be on a diet, right? You do not need diet, right? What about the calories, Christian? Don't worry about that, right? That comes later, right? But we need to start at the start here. So that 1 focus on breakfast. Focus number 2, exercise, right? So what exercise? Now, some of the guys, like they've I'll be honest here, they've been through the whole 12-week system and they've not done any workouts, right? All they did was walking, right? And they've lost like 30 pounds or so in 12 weeks. Like, let that sink in for a second, right? Just walking. So, exercise, incorporate exercise, right? Walking every day, okay? Walking every day. And if you really want to accelerate this, like, and get to a place where you're exercising, get in the habit of scheduling in 2 to 3 workouts a week. Now, you don't have to go to the gym for this, right? You don't have to, right? You don't need to, right? You can do stuff at home, right? I don't go to the gym, by the way, right? And look at this. A fucking rock here. Rock. And I don't go to the gym. All I do is 20 minutes. 3 times a week. Right? This is a reality, guys, right? So, walking, 2 to 3 sessions a week, 1 change to breakfast. If you do that this week, right, guaranteed, you'll go and lose up to 5-6 pounds in your first week. The belly starts to drop. That's what all our clients do. Now, what do our clients have that you need, right? If you are to have any chance of making this a lasting success in your life, what do they have, right? So, number 1, right? They don't just have access to the system. There's more to this. So, number 1, they have the accountability, right? But it's not just accountability to us. It's accountability to themselves and to other men who are at the same age, going after the same goals, all doing this together. Can you see how powerful that is? Can you see how powerful that is? Like, imagine having access to that. Accountability, and accountability to other men, and accountability to yourself and us. Powerful. Number 2 is they have clarity. Like, clarity about what they actually want and why it's important. Clarity about, like, what is the specific target that they're aiming for? Like, what is the exact target? And what's the time frame to this? So what I'm getting at here is they have the goal, a goal to work towards, a measurable goal. But not just a goal to work towards. It's not just like, right, I need to lose the belly, that's it. That is a goal, but when are you going to lose this belly by? So there's a deadline. Okay? And there's also a lot of power built into that, right? It's like, why is this important to me? Like, most of these guys come in, like, they want to be better leaders, role models to their families. They want to show up by example for their kids. They want better connection with their kids. They want better connection with their wives and partners. Like, they want more out of life. They want more out of life, and they know to get more out of life, they need to get more out of themselves. So there's a lot of power built in here, right? The third thing is they have a system, right? Like I've just spoke about the system. They have access to this system. And it's the same system that the Japanese use to blow up the economy for them, right? To come out with these inventions that seem like they've just happened overnight, but they're not happened overnight, right? These have just been gradual improvements over time. Bum, 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 bum. One bit at a time, and they've had these massive, and they're bringing out new things all the time. That's how they are growing so fast. They're not sitting on the sidelines and like, right, I need to do this, this, and this. Like, they're not just a finished product. The finished product is a product of everything that they've built up over the years that has been compounded and added up. So look, I hope this helps, right? Now, there's a couple of options here for you. Right, take this and go away and try and do it, but like we all know that you need more than that. Okay, it's like if like a one video that you watch is going to like transform your life, or a PDF, or like, then you would have done it by now. Let's be honest here, okay? Let's be honest about it, right? There's information everywhere, right? You've not done anything with it, okay? So it's about time that we need to start looking at doing this differently. So there's a couple of options. Option one, I'm going to click popular link to my free Indestructible Men community. Okay, in there you can get access to the 5 levers for long-term success at this. I'll show you the 5 levers that are needed, required, they're essential if you are to achieve lasting success. There's a whole load of other stuff that I will give you access to in there as well, okay, from our private client vote. So that's first option. I'll pop the link, just click the link and you can join the free group. Option number 2 is you can apply for a game plan call with me. Okay? On this call, we will look at exactly where you are right now. We'll look at why you haven't got the results that you want. We'll look at where you want to be, and we'll look at what is stopping you. And together we're going to put together a strategy, a plan for you to start moving forward with this. Now, if we both feel it's right, if I feel that you're a fit for Indestructible Men and I feel that I can help you and you want help, then we could potentially talk about doing some work together. But either way, you will have a plan to start moving forward. Okay? Look, I hope this has been helpful, right? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are here, like what you're thinking. Like, and if you want, if you want to reach out to me, drop me a message. Let me know where you're at with things, right? I get it's like a lot of the guys don't like to speak about this online, which is great. It's cool. I totally understand. Drop me a free message, right? And I'll do my best to help you out. Okay. Speak soon, my friends. Have a great weekend.